What's up, Exotics fam? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff.
And my name is Maddox.
And you're watching Exotic Idiotics. So if you're part of our Discord community, which if you're not, you should be, because we have a lot of fun in there. We'll leave a link down in the description below. But in the Discord, we were talking about looking for a baby water monitor. And we were kind of struggling to find one that was really well socialized. We didn't necessarily want to wait for somebody like Nerd, who's got a reputation for having awesome water monitors, but currently right now they don't have any just normal babies. And we just wanted something normal. We don't want to pay extra for an albino or a black dragon or a het or anything like that, because we're not planning on breeding them. But we actually found one that was pretty well socialized. This one was hatched in captivity and felt pretty comfortable with human contact. So we brought him home and got him in a setup that a lot of you are probably gonna think looks like it's really small, and I'm just gonna forewarn you, it is really small. There's not a ton of places for it to really hide. It can kind of burrow down behind some stuff, but we're gonna talk about the reasons for that and why we're doing things the way we are. We're gonna walk you through all the steps we're taking to make sure that he continues to be a well-socialized animal. So stick around and let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see behind us, this is a Zilla front opening cage. I think it's rated at 25 gallons, but it's about the same size as a 20-gallon long. It's just a little bit taller, which we wanted. We wanted to be able to put branches in here so that, you know, he can kind of climb up and get closer to the heat if he wanted to.
They do love to climb.
Yeah, see, I mean, you'll see when we get him out, he would rather climb all over you than sit in your hand. So we're going to walk you through kind of the inside of it, what we have in it, why we have what's in there, and just walk you through that a little bit. Okay, so like I said, this enclosure is a little bit small, and this is very temporary. He may not even be in here a full month before we move him out, but we want to have easy access to him, and we want him to, or her, it might be a her. We're gonna say him for the rest of this video. But we want him to be able to see us basically at all times, because one of the common misconceptions people have when they bring these things home is that you need to just leave them alone and let them kind of calm down on their own, and like that's not the case. If you just leave them alone and let them just hide all the time and they only come out and to eat, and you just dump their food in there and you never make any kind of contact with them, then you're never gonna establish a bond. So the way that we did this, there is a little piece of cork bark in here that is really just for isopods to get under, but he ate all the isopods. And then he's got a piece of wood. He will burrow under this wood and kind of hide. And then as you can see back here in the corner, he will kind of get back behind that rock, and he feels safe and he feels hidden, but he can see us and we can see him. Hi, buddy. And I can reach back there and I can pet him whenever I want to, and I always have access to him, and that is how we form the bond. The last thing that you got to make sure you have in here is the rock is so it can get warm. The rock heats up as the lamp comes down on it. And then obviously a water dish. We're using just a cheap plastic, like large deli cup style water dish. So it's easy to just take out and clean, because they do typically do their business in the water and it starts to smell.
So as you can see, just us standing here, he's already come out a little bit. And with socializing these guys, if you are always sticking your hand in there and messing with them and just interacting with them, touching them, petting them, whatever, like my dad said, then they will form a bond very, very quickly. And if he was in anything smaller or differently shaped, as soon as you open the cage, they will just jump straight on you. Of course, he hasn't seen the camera very much, so he's still a little nervous about that. But other than that, he will normally just jump right on your hand. So back to socialization. When you approach these guys to get them out, you have to make sure you go in there confidently. Because if you go in there like you're gonna get bit and your hand's a little shaky, then they will bite because they might think it's food. Now, they are very intelligent, but they're not like that intelligent. They will bite your hand if you go in shakily. And if you do have one that likes to nip at your fingers, you can go in like this with your fist, so they can't bite at your fingers, of course. And you always need to make sure that before you like pick them up, you don't want to grab them because then of course they will bite. You want to make sure you go in there, you pet them under the chin, and if they roll with it and they're cool with it, then you just slide your hand and lift them up and they're good to go. So I am of course going to demonstrate that. So just go in nice and confident. Hey buddy, rub under his chin. He's fine with it. So then you just slide under, lift him up, and he will just latch right on. And there you go. This is Loki. He is our baby water monitor. He's very well socialized. There's not really a whole lot we can do to him that will make him show any signs of aggression or bite. And he will just climb all over me. Hi. He could do this all day, except he gets tired easily because he's a little baby. But he always likes to explore. If you get a new shirt or change your cologne or deodorant or whatever it is you wear, they will actually take note of that and they have to get used to it. So as I keep on saying over and over again, they are very intelligent animals. These are one of the smartest lizards in the world, actually. So since he's still new, anytime we come down here, we wear a different shirt or something, he will take note of that. And I'm wearing a shirt he's never seen before, so he's trying to check that out, and he will get right up close to it and just climb on my shirt to check it out. But he's realized that it is still me. I am still me. He is still cool. Hey buddy, where'd you go? There he is. And another thing I want to talk about, he's getting a little squirrely right now. So when they get squirrely, you can lift them up, because when they get squirrely and try and get away from you, it's because they're trying to look around. So you lift them up, give them the bird's eye view, and they calm down real quick. He's calmed down, so you can just bring your arm down, let him start climbing around you again. So another thing I want to talk about is when we are handling him, there's not a single part that we do not touch him, because we don't want him to be head shy or nervous about a specific area. So you got to get all up on his head, rub under his chin, his back, his ears, his little feet. You got to stroke the tail, because you don't want him to be nervous about being touched at all in any spot. So if you continuously do that, then he will learn, oh, that's fine. They do this all the time.
Okay, so another thing with these babies is they can typically be really scared of like super fast movements. So one of the things that I do to get him over that is when I'm holding him and I know that I've got a decent enough grip on him that he can't go anywhere, I'm taking my hand and I am spazzing it all around his head. And you can see he kind of freezes up a little bit and he's watching me, trying to see what I'm doing, putting out this nice slow tongue flicks. He's thinking, he's assessing the situation, and then I calm down. Oh, good job, buddy. Whoa. Tried to climb a little more than I wanted you to. And then he's starting to get a little squirrely. Obviously, there's a lot going on. We've got lights in his face. We've got a camera in his face. There's a lot of stuff that's brand new to him. But you want him to know that he is safe with you.
I'm giving the camera a little lick.
You want him to know that nothing is going to hurt him, especially you. And so I'm constantly just petting him, touching him. You can see he loves it. You can tell that he's just like loving this right now. He's calming down a lot. He's just nestled in our hand. I'm rubbing him. I'm getting all on his nose, top of his head, his ears, just like Maddox was talking about. And just letting him kind of do his thing. And it's his way of getting to know you and you building a bond with him all at the same time. Another thing is while you're handling them, especially when they're small like this, you do need to be careful that they don't fall. They will try to jump a little bit here and there. But you can also notice I'm not restraining him. If I feel like he's gonna leap or he's gonna jump somewhere, I will put a little bit of pressure on his back with my thumb just so I can feel what he's doing. But you can see he doesn't really like that. He wants to explore. He wants to climb all over me. That is kind of how they assess their surroundings and in a way show affection, I guess. They want to be with you, and these get very, very big. So we want to ensure that as he gets bigger, he turns into a nice little lap dino or a lap dragon or something similar, because, you know, this is the closest thing that you can own. That's basically like a living dinosaur. And, you know, he's not going to stay this small forever. And we want to make sure that as he gets bigger, he maintains this sort of personality where he's not scared of us, he trusts us. But you don't want to restrain him because when they trying to climb on the camera. When you do restrain him and they feel like that's, they're being threatened, like, we're not trying to manhandle this animal. We're not trying to move it from point A to point B. We're not trying to force it to do what we want. We are trying to allow him to be a water monitor and do what he wants to do while also building a relationship.
Unless it involves jumping on the camera.
The last thing that I want to point out is see how he's really calm right now. This is a good time to end your, I guess, bonding session, if you will. If he's trying to run away from you, you don't want to go back to the cage because you don't want him to dart off your hand really fast like he's trying to escape you. So you want to make sure he's calm and in a good spot. And then you want to take him in and put him in really calmly and let him walk off your hand and just kind of stroke his tail as he's going. He's not running away from us. He's not freaked out. If I wanted to get back in there and pet him again, I can. I can get him right back out if I wanted to. And so this is a positive experience with a very smart animal. And you can see he's coming right back up to the front because he's not so sure he wants this to be over yet. And that is the goal right there. You're building a relationship with this animal, and this is what you're trying to do. And it just takes time and dedication and, confidence and a little bit of know-how and a couple tips and tricks. And you can see he could go anywhere. He's on the ground. He could run away from us if he wanted to, and he's just choosing to stay right here in my hand and just enjoy this contact.
So there you have it. That's Loki, our baby water monitor, and of course, even though we may seem like we know every little thing about him, we do not claim to be water monitor experts. We're not suggesting you go out and buy one and it's going to end up exactly like that. There's just a lot of aspects to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, this was just kind of one of those things we put up a short a couple days ago where we were showing a little bit of socialization, and we wanted to go more in depth, introduce you guys to him properly, and go a little bit more in depth into his setup and exactly what we do with him on a regular basis to make sure he stays the way that he is. But again, like Maddox said, we're not experts, we're not professionals. I'm not going to say this is the first water monitor I've ever had because it's not. But the ones that I had before were never this tame because I was doing things incorrectly. I was keeping them alive and, they were healthy, but I didn't have this sort of a relationship that we're building with this one. And this, just so you know, we bought it and he was socialized. He was very comfortable with humans when we bought him, but he has only been at our house this is day 4. This is only the 4th day that he has actually been here with us. So he got put in a bag, we brought him home, we put him in a brand new enclosure, brand new surroundings, and you can see just in a couple days, he's right back to just loving us and being all over us all the time.
And let me just point out, when he said they get very big, they get about as big as me, but of course, I don't take up a lot of space, but he will, so I can take a little bit of offense to that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know exactly how big it's going to get because we don't know if it's male or female, and we don't know the exact locality? Locality? Yeah, locale that it came from. But they can get 5-6 feet long. Now, a lot of that is the tail. They do have really long tails. But at minimum, you're looking at a long, slender
3.5 to 4 feet.
Yeah, you're looking at a slender, lean, fast, inquisitive tegu with a longer tail. Tegus are going to be more of that lazy sit around, let you kind of pet them, and when these come out, they just want to climb all over you and they want to explore, and it's a different thing. So make sure that if you do decide to get one of these, that you are 100% prepared for that, because like I said, he's going to be in this small little cage.
Maybe a month tops.
Yeah, maybe not even that long. Now that we've already kind of established this bond with him, we will probably move him into something bigger sooner rather than later. But we will be showing updates on all of that stuff as we build the new enclosures, and as he gets bigger, we're going to be posting updates. So
make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you want even more updates and behind the scenes, again, make sure to join the Discord.
And the Patreon. We post outtakes and bloopers and bonus content on the Patreon. So we'll leave links to all that stuff down below. But thank you guys for watching, checking out Loki, and that's all we have. So we will see you next time.